Hi guys, Jason from JVA Carpy Adventures, and this week I've got another review for you. So it's actually going to be on this little bad boy, so the DJI Osmo Action 4 action cam. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of background about it, guys. So firstly, I do own an action cam, and again it has a screen on the front, screen on the back, does record in 4K, so it's an alright camera, and that's what I've been using for the fishing. But it's not waterproof, so if I want to put it outside when it's raining and all, I have to put it in one of these cases. And when I go diving and scuba diving and all, this has been fantastic. It's a good little camera, but so many times when I'm fishing it's raining obviously, and I really need a camera that I can take outside. I can't obviously take my digital SLR, that's not waterproof, which means I've only literally got my phone to use outside when it's raining. So I've decided to take a jump and, like I said, go for this DJI Osmo Action 4. Brand new in the wrapper, guy. I haven't opened it or anything yet, so that shininess is because I haven't even opened it. Been itching to open it, but I've been busy today, so I am going to get it all open in a minute, guys. But I'll also tell you that I've gone for the adventure combo, guys. Hopefully you can see that on there. I don't know if it will focus or not. There you go, the adventure combo. And that essentially means it will come with 2 additional batteries, a selfie stick, and a 3-way charging hub, which is quite important. Now obviously I've got a DJI Mini 4 Pro drone, so I'm keen on the DJI quality of goods. I've got a lot of faith in them. And I know sometimes the GoPros can overheat and that sort of thing, and you don't seem to suffer as much with these. Now this was just on the Black Friday deal on Amazon, so I've got this for I think 286, guys. I'll give you a link if you want one of these, but just the camera alone was £200 on their site. So by the time this comes out, that's probably going to be gone, guys, but I'm sure you'll be rolling up to Christmas soon and they'll probably be in sales again. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion on the camera itself and the features. Now obviously I'm going to be using it for vlogging, so there's some things, other essentials I'm going to need, so I'll show you them before I open this up. So of course you're going to need an SD card, so I've got a 256 gig SD card. I've got a K&F little tripod stand, and I'll show you why that's important. The selfie stick has got a little screw hole in the base, and you can put this in, fan it out, and it acts as a tripod. So that one selfie stick will also mean I won't need to use it on a tripod. I can just use it like this. So that's only a cheap accessory. I think that's about £12. And then the last thing is a little cage. So it's got a metal cage, and the reason that's important, guys, I will show you all this later, but the reason that's important is it's got a cold shoe attachment to it, which means I can put a light on it for nighttime photography. So let's get into the unboxing, guys. Okay guys, so that is essentially everything you get in the DJI Osmo Action 4 Adventure Combo. So you've got the unit along with a cage. The cage is going to allow you to mount it horizontally and vertically. You get 2 quick mounts along with the screws for them, charge cable, a helmet mount, a selfie stick, and then 3 batteries in a charger pack. And this makes it all really nice and neat to carry your 3 batteries, and it also lets you know the level of the batteries when you press it. So essentially I'm going to need to charge everything up, guys, before I show you anything else, so let's do that. Right, so before I just go off and charge the batteries, I thought I might just show you a couple of things that I've noticed while just looking at them on the table. So firstly, it's quite hard to show you this actually, guys, with the light. Oh, there you go. So this cover here does have a little sticker on there letting you know to make sure this is actually a lens cover. Make sure that is tight if you're going into any underwater situations. There's actually a seal underneath that, and you just need to make sure that's tight. So the camera by itself, guys, it's got a nice little weight to it. Obviously it's all black finish really. You have got the DJI logo there, if it would focus. There you go, I've got a DJI logo there. Very nice camera. Now you do get these mounts, and that's really what I wanted to show you. There's two of them, a sort of large and a small if you like, but they're magnetic, guys. Now there is actually, if you can see this, little clips here, spring-loaded clips that come out, but by itself it's actually magnetic, and it only goes on one way. So that's not actually in place until you press those levers and lock it in. Then it's like, there's no way that's ever coming off for anything until you press the two end quick release levers. And then you do have to give it a little bit of a pull, guys. I can tell you that's a really strong, you know, that ripped it out my hand. It's a really strong magnet. There's no doubt about that. I mean, really strong. So you press those, and I'm not kidding, guys, I'm actually really pulling. So that's a super strong magnet on them. What happened is I had it on the table like that, put it close to it, and it literally just jumped from the table straight to it. So yeah, it's a really strong magnet on these guys, which is a good thing, So this has, like I said, or just showed you, it has a built-in mount at the bottom, but if you want to do vertical shooting, it doesn't. So you need to use the cage for that, guys. So I was just having a little look at that to see how that operates and all, because it's all very new to me, and it looks like you just kind of slide it in the cage, if you can see that, guys. There's obviously a left and a right, if you like, and then once you slide it in the cage, you just put that lock down, and then it's terrible lighting in here, guys, I do apologise, and then you can kind of, you've got it in a cage. Now the point of that cage is then you can take one of your mounts and connect it to the bottom. Again, you do need to press them in to make it connect fully, and then you can do vertical shooting, which obviously for social media and all, for shorts and stuff like that, that would be really handy for me. So quite happy with that. Now, although you do get a cage with it, the downside of this cage that I thought of is there's nowhere to put a hot shoe on or an additional light, so I'd have to be putting, you know, two side by side or something like that, and I'd rather just have a unit where I could have a hot shoe on. So I have actually bought another cage for this as an accessory, and I will show you that later. So those are a few of the things that are cool, but also, like I also said, try and put it over here, guys, just so you can see it. So this actually houses 3 batteries, and along the top there's also a bit there that you could put backup SD cards. So I really like that, guys. It's a really nifty little attachment. And then obviously you get the USB charging cable. So like I said, I am going to go put the batteries on charge now, and then I'll power it up and show you. But actually, whilst I'm here, I might as well show you the additional cage I've got, guys, and why I bought it. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was £26 or £25 or something like that. So it's not expensive. Obviously, if you just spent out a bit on the camera, it works out you're spending a fair bit. But for me and vlogging, having a cage that has multiple uses would be really beneficial for me. So as of yet, I don't even know how to open the cage or how to put anything in, so I might have to look at the instructions. But there are benefits. This is a metal cage for one, guys, so it's there for protection. You've got a screw hole there as well, and a hot shoe mount on the top there, guys. Yeah, you can see that. So it looks, oh okay, looks like a very simple. There's just a little button at the top here with an arrow pointing backwards, and then it kind of just opens. So that's not exactly difficult to use, is it really? So let's take the camera out the other one, which isn't difficult. it does literally just slot out, which is handy. And then I am presuming that it just slides in to this one. And I think you've got to give it quite a firm push, I've read online. And then that's it, locked in place. Now, like I said, this has a shoe mount on top, so I can put my light on there, which is really important. It changes it to a metal button on top. You've now got the side mount on this one as well. And again, that would just clip on. So I can mount it that way, or use the original ones that come with the camera on the bottom. Like that. And obviously with the fingers, they kind of go into literally every GoPro accessory on the planet, so you won't have any problems with that at all. So my thoughts on the cage. Well, you've got proper access to everything. USB cable there. The only thing I will say is if you want to change the battery, you are going to have to open that side door to get to it, guys. So every time you change the battery, you are going to have to open the cage. But that's not exactly a big deal. Hi guys, so welcome to the on the bank part of the review of DJI Osmo Action 4 action camera. Nearly forgot to do it, guys. So for this bit I need to film it on my phone because I haven't brought the DSLR, so hopefully the sound and all is okay. So first thing you'll see, I've got everything in a nice storage case. So this is quite a nice hard one, keeps everything I need. And let's show you. So instead of bringing all my camera gear, I am now just carrying this, and this literally houses everything I need. So first thing I'll take out the way is this. This is a neck mount, which allows me to obviously give you a bird's eye view. If I had playing a fish, then I'd have that around my neck and you'd be seeing the rod out in front of me, so that's pretty cool. Now I have got a little update. So the case has got the battery pack, camera, which is already in the newer mount, the quick release mounts. I've actually also got the mini mic and receiver here. I've got the selfie stick and then a selfie stick mount. That's basically, it makes it into a tripod, and I'll tell you what, this is really good quality, guys. So if you're thinking of getting something like this is from K&F. It's proper decent quality, but I will probably show you that in a while. But I have actually got a little bit of an update before I even started. So I did actually use this last night here, guys, and as you'll see, hopefully, if it'll focus. Oh no, I've got my finger on it so you won't see it, but this is the newer case that I've got on the around it. And I wanted the newer case because it's got that part there which is a code shoe, but my finger is covering up what went wrong yesterday. So the very first time I went to use the newer case, the button came out. So there's like a little spring washer and a button that goes on there, and that came out. So that'll be going back to Amazon. So I can't recommend the newer case, guys, that's 100% sure. So which I wanted really just for that code shoe mount. So if I had a fish last night, I would have been able to put my light on there and take some pics. So yeah, that's pretty poor going on that one, I'm afraid. What I have done on the bank though is use that mini mic, guys, and I'll tell you what, it is pretty good setup. This will connect to the camera without using the receiver. So I do have the receiver obviously, but that will help me connect to my DSLR. So but you know, essentially now I've got everything all in one little case. So I've got that nice DJI mic that's got noise cancelling and all that sort of thing, and yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So what I might do, guys, is I might actually put this on the neck mount now, and I'll just show you the tripod or the selfie stick that you can then make a tripod, and then I'll do some filming actually on the camera itself and show you what that's like. So now I'm actually also recording on the DJI Osmo Action 4, and I've just kind of realised I haven't put the mic on, but to be fair it's right under my face, so I doubt I need to. So let's stop this recording on the phone. Now I'm going to keep my camera down there, guys, because what it lets me to see, obviously you're getting a bird's eye view of what's in front of me, but it then means I can now show you a couple of other parts that you get with the camera. So obviously I bought the Adventure Combo, which does include this very nice DJI Action selfie stick, which does extend 1.5 meters. So that's actually as full as I can do it, guys, and you can't even get it all on camera. So I mean, it's huge, you know, that's touching the front of the bivvy without any problem. So that does go all the way out, which is really handy. Now the part that I like about it for keeping everything minimalistic is I can have it set to whatever height I want, so that would probably be about right for taking pictures. And then this K&F concept base that I got simply screws in very easily, and then it has two sets of wide stance, so you push these out, go once, and then you have it set like that. So that's how wide it is, guys, but obviously I think I'd be happier with the wider stance, which is then like that. So this allows me to put this down wherever I want it, use it as a tripod basically, for either recording myself like I will on my vlogs, or for taking pictures of fish and recording when I've got a fish. So this is fully height adjustable. Obviously I can have it up as high as I want. If I wanted to film me in here, I'd probably have it up there, guys, which would put it right in front of me. And I think that's a really good addition. It's also really sturdy. It's really good bit of kit, and I like that obviously I can screw that into the base and it's happy days really. I'm not carrying another tripod. Basically everything I need for possible winter fishing, I am trying it out on this session, I've got in one little pack that goes into a rucksack, rather than a huge bag like this, which I will show you guys. So in fact, let's show you that now, guys. Let me show you what my normal camera setup is. Right, so I just want to show you the bag that I normally take with all the camera gear in, guys. And firstly, I'm going to show you, not that you can see, but this, guys, is a heck of a weight. It's easily 20 kilos plus. Now, admittedly, it doesn't just house the camera gear. This pocket here will house my bivvy lights. There's two of them in there, a backup one, spare clothing, so there's bivvy, screwdriver, t-shirts, boxers, socks, so that will house that. This one up here will always house a separate power bank for backing up stuff. This one here houses my normal anchor power bank, which I use all the time. Front one here is going to house receiver, glasses, head torches. There's actually 3 of them in there, 2 of them the same as that, and a pretzel one, or Petzl one I should say, not pretzel, a Petzl one. The zip at the back is going to house a rig case, and then my Jag hook sharpening kit. So it doesn't just house camera gear, guys, but let's show you the camera gear that it houses. And you know, it's the weight that's the issue, guys. It's a big old bag to be lugging around in the winter if you don't need to. So DJI Mini 4 Pro here, my twin mic system, my old twin mic system here, my old action cam in here, along with all the batteries that I've numbered and all the rest. So I've got that. Then my digital SLR, which is in here, which is the Canon, a few different lenses, light, microphone, power. Then also barometer, which allows me to take delayed pictures and all, which is how I do my self takes at night. So all of this, and obviously a spare light for the night time. So all of this is what I take generally every time I go. Now I haven't on the last session. I've decided just to take the DJI Osmo Action 4 mic. The other thing I should also say, I did pull it out, is I'll also have a tripod like that. Obviously the one I've got in the van is in a bag, and I've got 2 of them like that. And you're carrying a lot of gear, guys. So now let me show you what the DJI Osmo Action 4 is like in my rucksack. So now I'll just show you what it's like. I've just got a small rucksack. Everything I need out of that big bag I put in here. It's got 2 different compartments, but it's also got a zip on the bottom, which allows me to carry everything I want for my action camera in just one case, guys. So the action camera will be in here. Obviously I'm filming on it at the minute, along with the selfie stick, which also doubles up as a tripod, the batteries, the mic, everything is just in this, guys. And as you see, that fits lovely in the bottom of my rucksack. So it's a massive difference for the amount I'm carrying. It really, really is. And it just makes it so much easier trying to cope with everything on the bank as well. Otherwise, normally this big bag would live underneath my bed chair, and then you're pulling it in and out every time you want to use the camera. Whereas this is nothing, you know, very simple to keep anywhere. Alright guys, back to the review. So I can show you why I've decided to go for the DJI Osmo Action 4, and why I think particularly just for winter use, well not just for winter use, but to downscale what I'm carrying during the winter months, I do think the DJI Osmo Action 4 is going to be brilliant for me. And the other thing is, I'm also still able to watch what I'm watching on my phone, so it's pretty cool. You know, I use it as a secondary monitor, so you know, I can see exactly what I'm doing, or I could be reeling in a fish, wishful thinking I know, but that could happen later on today, guys. And if I've got this, you know, close to hand, I can whip this on, get some really good footage, and you know, it's a whole new point of view, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Some of the other things I have got enabled is voice. So if I now go stop recording, so that did just stop there, guys, and I then just used voice command start recording to record again. I can also do, so I've put that out, take photo, stop recording. Okay guys, so I've just learned I can't, whilst you're in video mode, you can't say take photo and it will take a photo. You have to basically, I don't want to say it, but stop videoing. There you go, that means it won't turn itself off. You've got to turn off the video mode, then you can say take photo and it will take photo. But for me, obviously, when you're out on the bank fishing and you know, you want to do self takes, or you want to record a bit of footage when you've got a fish, I can just say to it start recording, it will record. Stop recording, oh crap, but you know what I'm saying, I can tell it to stop and it will, and then when I've got the fish where I'm happy with, I can just say take photo, get all my shots. No need for the timer that I normally use on the DSLR, and I think for that it's going to be really, really good. Now obviously the difference is you can't zoom in and all that. Well, you can, it does have zoom on it, and I think you can actually adjust it. I could use it on the, even on the app. So there you go guys, sorry. Yeah, I mean I can zoom in and out actually on the app, so it goes in even further as well. So I could do it. I could zoom in and out if I needed to, so that might be handy. And obviously I've still got the Mimo app open, so if I wanted to stop recording, I could stop recording. To do that is obviously if I show you it from my phone. So There we go, we've got the screen, it is recording. Now if I tell it to stop recording, that stops. If I tell it to take a photo, it will take a photo. And if I tell it to shut down, it shuts down. I mean, how cool is that, guys? The DJI Osmo Action 4 camera. Really? Alright guys, well just before I take it off, I thought I'd show you that neck mount. And there is basically a button at the back, so you just unclip it, take it off. Well, it's morning here now guys, and I didn't get to use the camera last night, so I can't show you exactly how it is for nighttime footage. Hopefully I might be able to get some tonight. I will say the battery's lasting well. Obviously using the selfie stick and the tripod mount is really good, along with the mic. Obviously the audio now is from the mini mic that I've got, and obviously that's quite good. Now I haven't put the noise cancellation on, and I probably should if I'm honest, basically because it's very windy here at the minute guys, very windy in fact. So yeah, that probably is something I could do with doing. So guys, let me know, what do you think of the picture and the audio using the DJI Osmo Action 4? Do you think it's good enough for vlogs? I mean, there are different aspect ratios. I can crop it, I can make it look a lot more like a standard camera rather than like the action cameras tend to give you a fisheye perspective on it. But I don't think it looks too bad. I'm looking at it on the front screen of the camera. I don't think it looks too bad to me, but I'd be happy to hear your opinion guys, just because if possible I would actually like to use this throughout the whole of the winter if I'm honest, rather than lugging all the heavy DSLR and all the rest. I'd be much happier with this. So let me know your thoughts please guys, if it's acceptable or not. I would appreciate it. Okay guys, so as you can see it's now the morning. It is light outside. It is extremely windy here guys. There are high winds or high gusts up to 50 miles an hour, and unfortunately, even though most of them are going to be northwesterly, the ones at the minute are actually southwesterly, so they are blowing into me. So the bivvy's getting a little bit battered, but it's holding up really well. So I will have to give you some footage outside guys, so you can see what the camera is like. Kind of do the old selfie mode and all, so perhaps I might do that next. Alright guys, well I am outside. I just thought I'd show you exactly what the sort of selfie stick perspective is like. Obviously you can see all the swim behind me there. Let's kind of do it more natural I think. So yeah, obviously normally if you're using the mic on the action cam at this distance it isn't going to work whatsoever. Fortunately obviously I'm using the mini mic, and hopefully it's all good. So it's very windy here guys at the minute, giving you a little look around. So yeah, it's one of those really windy blustery days. The lake is looking okay. I don't know if you can see Swift behind me. Rod's done a whole load of work over there. So yeah, it's been hard so far guys, I've got to be honest. I haven't managed to get anything on the bank. I don't think anyone else has. It is one of those weekends where it's going to be pretty hard and the weather's going to be against you. But on that front, it does mean with this weather you get low pressure. So it's actually 990 at the minute guys, which is a really good sign. So I really have got my fingers crossed that, you know, something will happen today. Let's just bring this a little bit closer guys, just to show you what it's like. Don't want to have it super far away all the time. All right, there you go guys. So yeah, what do you think of the new DJI Osmo Action 4 as a cam that I use throughout the winter for doing my vlogs guys? I think it gives me another perspective, another point of view. I can swing you around a lot easier than I would normally. You can see the lake behind me looking good. I'm quite happy with it, but let me know what your thoughts are guys. I would really like to know. Also, what do you think of the quality? I mean, look at that sky. That looks amazing to me guys. That really does look fantastic. The quality of this is really good, I will say. So what do you think of that guys, skyline guys? I think that looks pretty impressive, I've got to be honest. If it comes out as good, God, it's proper windy. If it comes out as good when I'm editing it, I'll be well happy with that guys. So outside performance from the DJI definitely gets the thumbs up from me. Being able to use it on a selfie stick definitely gets the thumbs up from me as well, guys, because it just means I can cover a lot more different angles without doing anything, basically, without moving the tripod around, you know. And I don't know, I think it's quite easy to use, to be honest. So let's just swing the camera around front facing and show you what it's like here, because it is proper windy, dude, proper windy. All right, guys, so that's a swim. I'm going to step away just to try and give you a bit of a look at it. That's swim 4 from the DJI cam perspective. The barrow I've had to cover up because it was really raining heavy last night. So the barrow is covered up. The bivvy is not facing forwards, which is how I would prefer it. And it is pretty much getting battered at the minute, guys. The winds are pretty fierce, I've got to be honest. I don't know if you can see all that, but it is pretty fierce at the minute, guys. But how's the lake looking? Well, it's looking pretty good, actually. Nothing wrong with the margins up here. Swim 5's water, swim 6's water all the way over in the distance. So yeah, look at that sky, guys. God, it looks fantastic on the camera. I know I should have put the noise reduction on. Probably a good idea to figure out how to use that on the mic. So I think I might go do that, guys, and then give you another little test outside just to show you what the mini mic is about with the noise reduction. Alright, guys, well, now I've got the noise cancelling on, and like I said, we've got 45-50 mile an hour winds here. So what do you think? I don't want to stand with my back to it. In fact, I'll stand with the wind facing, blowing into me. So what do you think? Does the noise cancelling work on the mini mic with this setup? I do know it will be a lot better than the mic that I would have used on the digital SLR. There isn't any noise cancelling on that. So you would, even though I have got a really big muffler on it, you would hear a lot more noise than this, I believe. So I'm hoping that the mic is doing a good job. It does have a little yellow light in it to indicate when you've turned the noise cancelling on, and that's just by using the power button on the mic. So actually, guys, I mean, I'm looking at the volumes now on the front of the phone and it's looking okay. So it is very, very breezy here, guys. So it's a really good real world test at the minute. So let me know your thoughts. I would like to know if you think this is quite a nice way of doing the filming. I know it's a lot more perhaps in your face. I know the camera's literally directly in front of me, but for me it does make it very easy for the winter vlogs, guys. I've got to be honest. I keep going back to that sky because it looks amazing on this, guys. I've got to be honest. Even that is quite a nice little scene, I think, there. Look at that, amazing. Yeah, I think there's just a lot more different options with the Action Cam, guys. And obviously this is fully waterproof. So my digital SLR, I couldn't bring out, well, I could bring out at the minute because it's not raining, but the audio and all would be quite bad, I would expect. So this is actually pretty good. And obviously with this, the battery life is a lot longer than on my digital SLR. And I've only actually got 3 batteries for this, guys, but I'm sure it's going to last me 48 hours without any problem whatsoever. But let's give it a try. Alright, thanks for watching this review, guys. Alright, guys, well, this is just a test to show you what the DJI mini mic is like with noise cancelling on. So now I am outside in the thick of it. It is really windy here, guys. You're talking 45-50 mile an hour winds. So is that noise cancelling doing what it's meant to? Does this sound better than it did earlier? Also, I can't get over, guys, how great this view looks. Well, that's a totally different point of view, isn't it? Using this. Wow. All right, guys. So like I said, just really wanted to show you what the DJI mini mic with noise cancelling does. And I've got to be honest, it's looking like the audio is coming out pretty good. But why don't you let me know in the comments below, guys? Well, that totally different point of view that you're used to getting from me. Wow, look at that sky. Does look amazing, guys. I'm looking at it on a tiny little screen, so my eyes are terrible. But I can tell that looks pretty good. All right, now also one of the little parlour tricks I've got with this camera is that I can make it stop just by telling it to, I don't want to say it just yet, but stop. And I can also shut it down. So first off, I'm just going to let it power down by telling it to, I can't really say it, can, because otherwise it's going to cut you off. All right, guys, but little parlour tricks. It will take photos, it will start recording and stop recording just by what you say in your voice. So if I make it clear and prominent, stop recording. All right, guys, well, I have been using the DJI Osmo Action for most of the weekend so far. I've got to be honest, I am really happy with it. But I have realised I haven't probably gone over the technical specs for any of you out there that may want them. So I'll be honest, I'm going to cheat and just read them off of the DJI website. So it is quite a small little action camera, measuring in at 70.5mm by 44.2mm by 32.8mm. It comes in at 145 grams, guys. It is waterproof by itself to 18 meters. And there is a 60-meter waterproof case if you want to go deeper than that. It has 3 microphones. It has a touch screen at the front and also at the back. They are pretty handy, to be honest. We'll take an SD card up to 512 gigs. I think I'm using a 256 at the minute now, guys. They do give you a list of recommended SD cards. It's got a 1 1/3 inch CMOS sensor. Field of view is 155 degrees with an f2.8 aperture and a focus range 0.4 meters to infinity. ISO range of 100 to 12,800, and that's for video and photo. Max photo resolution is 3648 by 2736. It does have a digital zoom. That will go 4 times for photo and 2 times for video. Single photography is done at 10 megapixels, guys. There is a countdown timer on that as well, which I have used. It's pretty good. That's quite cool. So recording formats, you can do 4K at 4:3 and 16:9 at various resolutions and frame rates ranging from 24 to 60. It can also do 100 and 120 FPS at 4K 16:9. Obviously, if you go down in size, you can generally boost the frame rate. So it'll also do 2.7K in those 4:3 and 16:9 sizes, and 1080p also in the 16:9 sizes. But with the 1080p, you can also go up to 240 FPS, guys. So that's really super slow motion if you want to do that. It has a hyperlapse feature which will work in 4K, 2.7K and 1080p, and then there's also time lapse which also works in 4K, 2.7K and 1080p at 30 frames per second. It has really good stabilization, guys. You've got Rocksteady 3, Rocksteady 3 Plus. You've got horizon balancing, which actually, if you rotate the camera all the way around, it will keep it level, which is quite cool. Let's see what else might be interesting. For photo format is JPEG and RAW, video format is MP4, battery capacity is 1770 milliamps hours, and the voltage is 3.5. Now this is stated as working between -20 and 45 degrees, guys. I hope I would never be in -20 if I'm honest. And operating time per battery is set for 160 minutes, which is quite cool. It can connect via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and that's it, guys. So those are your technical specs. Obviously, I generally don't cover the technical specs, guys, because I'm only really interested in it from a usage point of view, what I'm using it for. And to be honest, even though I am recording in 4K 30, most of what I do is probably 1080p, to be honest, for YouTube. So I'm not that fussed about it, if I'm honest. Now I have actually zoomed into 1.9 times at the minute, and there is like just a little thing on the screen that I can touch the front screen and zoom back out. So that is also quite interesting to know, and I need to know that for perhaps when I'm taking a fish. I'm hoping I will get a fish tonight, guys, so I can include that in the review and show you what it's like with nighttime photography and nighttime recording. So fingers crossed I can get a fish for you tonight, guys. If not, I'm probably going to have to set something up at home and show you what it's like for nighttime photography, but fingers crossed it doesn't come to that. Thanks for watching up to now, guys. Okay guys, so on my weekend of reviewing my DJI Osmo Action 4 as a camera for fishing, typically up till now I haven't had a fish, and I did kind of wanted to show you what it was like in the dark with a little bit of distance, so the cradle between us, and to see how it would be on capturing the fish. So that hasn't happened yet. We're still in dark o'clock and there's still a chance I may get a bite before I leave, so we would be able to give it a test. Maybe not in the dark. If I don't get to test it in the dark here, guys, I think what I'm going to do, rather than wait another 2 weeks or whatever till I'm out on the bank, what I will do is do a little test at home in my garden for you in the dark to see if it handles nighttime photography. Basically, I'm sure the video is going to all be okay, but it's whether it will take that all important shot of me holding the fish and if it's going to look okay. So for now I'm going to stop it here, guys, and I think unless I get a fish on the bank here and show you that and then finish the review, I'll probably end up finishing this at home. So thanks for watching up to now. See you in the next bit. Alright guys, well this is just me doing a test outside in the dark with the lamp to see what the footage would be like. Obviously I would be holding a fish here and hoping that you can hear me nice and clearly and see me nice and clearly. So unfortunately my eyes aren't good enough to see exactly what it's like on the very small screen, but the camera would be about this amount of distance away. Obviously I'd normally have the cradle in front of me, so I'd be reaching in, grabbing the camera and then holding it here. Now I don't know whether I'd need noise cancelling on the microphone or not, and I don't know what it's going to be like for taking pictures, so I'm going to say the words to make it stop recording and then take some pictures. Alright guys, well I just took a couple of photos, pulling a few poses outside. It does look like it's quite bright. I've got to be honest, this camera seems to react to my light a lot better than the other one. It's obviously, I'm only looking at it at distance, but it's looking like it's really quite bright. I also think it might be worth doing a little bit where I'm zoomed in a bit, so I'm just going to go up to the camera now. There's a button on the front that I can do and go into 2x zoom, so let's try that. That's obviously going to be much closer, guys, but that does look like, I don't know, maybe something between 2x and 1.5x, so I might try that. But let me just try a couple pictures like that. Hopefully it would get all the fish in. So stop recording. Alright guys, so I just learned something there. From switching from video recording, where I had adjusted it to 2x, to then jump into photo, so asking it to take photo, it went back to 1x view, so I had to go back towards it, adjust it up to 2x and then take some photos, which I did. I think for an outside test, I mean, it looks okay to me, guys. I'm going to have to see what it's like when I'm editing it, but it does look okay to me, so I would say that's been a successful test, and I can shut the camera down just by telling it to stop recording. Right, so after a weekend on the bank and a little bit of testing here and there afterwards, I'd like to give you my honest opinion of the DJI Osmo Action 4 in regards to using it for a vlogging cam for fishing and obviously an action cam. So the main reason I want to use it, guys, in the winter is because basically, as I've shown, save me carrying a huge bag weighing an absolute ton and just trying to keep everything minimalistic during the winter months, which I think is great and definitely a good idea. But there are also some things that the DJI Osmo Action 4, I should have abbreviated this at the start of the review, is actually better at and more suited for, guys, if I'm honest. So firstly, the audio. With the inclusion of the DJI mini mic, I do believe the audio is much better than what I'm used to getting on the digital SLR with the mic that I've got plugged in on top of it. Obviously I can have the camera any distance away from me and the audio is going to stay exactly the same because the mic's actually attached to me wirelessly, And it makes it very easy, guys. For vlogging, it makes it really, really easy. Now, obviously, the action cameras have that fisheye view, but to be honest, most of the time when I'm zoomed up, as we are now, it just looks like a normal camera. So I don't think there's any problem there. When I do choose to use the selfie stick and have it further away, I actually like that point of view, if I'm honest, guys. I do think it gives another perspective, and you see a lot more of the world behind me, means you're a little bit more involved. I know the shots I did outside on the bank, I thought they were great, to be honest. I was looking at, obviously I'm trying to look at them on the tiny screen at the front of the device, and it's quite hard, but I could see the sky and I thought it looked fantastic. So from that point of view, I thought it was really good. It gives you more options. And talking about more options, obviously one of the things I do quite a lot is reviews. And the thing I always find awkward, guys, is with the digital SLR on a tripod, trying to give you that view of when I'm opening the box or getting stuff out of the box and all that, I find it quite hard. But with the simple use of using the neck mount that you get for the action cameras, you have literally got my view looking down at the box, and I think that's also quite good. And you know, you're getting a bird's eye view of what I'm actually seeing. Also, if I'm lucky enough to get a fish on the bank and the camera's to hand, I just put it on my neck. I don't even have to touch the record button. I can literally just tell the camera to record and it will start doing so. And there again, that's another feature for vlogging, and particularly for fishing vlogs, where you know your hands might be wet, you might have just handled a fish. This camera is going to be invaluable because, you know, if my hands are all wet, I've only got to tell it to start, stop, take a photo. I can also tell it to turn itself off. I don't want to say the exact words because it stops recording. That was an absolute joke whilst I was trying to show you some of the features, guys. Every time I said it, it did it, and it was like, oh, now I can't show him. So yeah, it's been a few little fun things. And also, whilst doing the review, I've learnt a few more things about the camera as well. So I will definitely be going onto YouTube and watching a few more tutorials about it. And again, there's another good point. Because it's one of the popular brands, DJI, there's a million different reviews on there, guys. So if you want to know all the technical features and all the blurb, please go and look at one of those reviews. If you're thinking of getting it, I've watched a few, so I know I'm happy with what the camera can do. I may not use everything it can do, but I know it can do them. I'll always give you the point of view of me using it as an angler and what I think it can do for me and how it benefits me. But like I said, you've got that added support. So if you get it, you know, there's so much support on YouTube and the forums and DJI themselves, actually, because I haven't really covered much about the Mimo app that you get with it, but it's got some great features on it, including editing, transferring it from the camera to your phone, which I've done, and stuff like that, really. So one of the things I will say, guys, is I will put a link below. I bought mine off of Amazon, so I will put an Amazon link below if you do want the DJI camera. Now bear in mind, I did buy it in the Black Friday deals, guys. So the basic camera on Black Friday was $199, which is an absolute steal. I bought it as the adventure combo, so I got the additional 2 batteries and that charger, which is really nice to hold it all together and charge them all at the same time. It came with the selfie stick and some more mounts, and the mounts are really cool as well. They're very strong. They will keep your camera secure. So if you're looking at getting a camera for vlogging, guys, I would definitely go in at the adventure combo minimum. There are further other additional packs you can get, all on the DJI website or Amazon, that will describe everything you can get. Now, also during the review, you'll see one of the accessories I bought was a newer metal cage. Well, that failed the very first time I took it out, guys. So the first time I decided to try and use the button to take a photo, the button just pinged off. So that's gone back to Amazon, which is another good thing. If you buy stuff from Amazon, guys, you're never going to have any problems sending it back. Sent quite a few things back recently that I've not even been happy with the quality of it, or it's broke, or that sort of thing. So particularly with expensive stuff, you've got to make sure you've got good after sales customer service. So with Amazon, I'll be honest guys, you have. So if you do want to get yourself a camera or electronics equipment, Amazon is a really good place to go. Things that would stand out for me on this camera would be obviously the stabilization. Now, it's not something I've used loads. It's an action camera, and most of the time I've used it on the tripod. I have done a few little bits on the bank where I'm holding a selfie stick, swung it around and all that sort of thing, but for the best part, most of it is stable. But I can tell you, the same as my DJI drone, the stabilization from DJI is literally second to none. It really, really is good. So that's the first thing, because you don't want those cameras that's going to make you feel a bit sick when you're watching the feedback from it. So the DJI cameras have absolutely fantastic image stabilization, guys, and that makes a massive difference. Now obviously I am actually recording in 4K 30 at the minute, but most of what I do on my digital SLR is actually in 1080p, guys, because that's generally what I upload to YouTube in. Whether that changes moving forward or not, I don't know. Now I've done it in 4K 30 because I wanted to see what the quality was like. I'll probably end up doing the next one in 1080p if I'm honest, guys, just so I can see what it's like, what the file size difference is like, and how it reacts, basically. So as I have mentioned more than once or twice, guys, another massive benefit of the DJI camera is obviously the mic. Now I have found the audio to be really, really good. I also did a bit where we were having like 45-50 mile an hour winds, and I put the noise cancelling on, and that works extremely well. I've got to be honest, I would always use these mics now. I was fortunate enough, my girlfriend Emma bought me the mic and also with the receiver, so that means I can plug that into my digital SLR camera and get the same sort of audio quality from now on. So when I go back to using both cameras, that's really going to be a great addition. So again, another great product from DJI. And guys, I'll put the link in the description if you want to get the DJI mic. There's various permutations of it. If you're going to be doing interviews, which I may do, you may want to get the sort of combo pack, if you like, that comes with 2 transmitters, 1 receiver in a charging case and all the rest. Or you may do it as I did, because I knew I was going to have a case for the camera and I kind of wanted to keep everything in one case to make it as simple as possible to carry around. I just went for 1 receiver, 1 transmitter. Now I do believe my son's going to buy me another one for Christmas. Thank you, son. So I can still have the 2 mics if I need to. So during this review, guys, I've also asked if you wouldn't mind letting me know how you found the quality of the picture and sound during it. I would like to know your feedback, and therefore it helped me make the correct choices going forward. But I do think as a vlogging camera, this has really got a lot going for it. Obviously I'm not an ultra sporty person, but I do like to do scuba diving, guys, and obviously at the minute I am trying to capture a lot of underwater footage, and the benefit of this camera is it is waterproof down to 18 meters without a cage. So, you know, I suspect I can get some really good footage of this in clear water, and that's something I will be doing for sure. So stay tuned to the channel, guys, because along with the Fusion winch cam by Stealth Cam UK, I'll also be using this DJI Osmo Action 4 to capture, hopefully, some carp in their natural habitat. You know, I do think there's going to be a lot more opportunities with this camera than I did with the last one. Obviously the last one wasn't waterproof, so every time it rained I had to bring it in. Same as the digital SLR, and actually I probably have understated the importance of it being waterproof. You know, one of the main reasons I wanted this camera is because it is waterproof, and with the UK weather, it's practically always raining. Literally, if you're going fishing, you can be absolutely sure it's going to be raining at some point. So to have a camera that you can use 24/7 and not have to worry about the rain is fantastic, guys. It does make a difference. You know, this weekend I was out whilst I was doing a review on the bank, 45-50 mile an hour, strong winds, rain, horrible conditions. But had I had a fish in the middle of the night whilst it was raining, there'd be no problem setting this camera up outside, put the noise cancellation on the mic, you'd hear me beautifully. The pictures in low light which I found out obviously here back at home, are fantastic. My digital SLR, if I use the exact same light, I've only got one light that goes on the cold shoe, guys, so it's the same light. They give you a good shot of the fish, me and the fish, and then everything behind me would look totally blacked out. Whereas as you saw here, you could see the rest of my garden. You know, the low light abilities of this camera are actually really good. I've seen mixed reviews. I've seen some people say, oh yeah, it's really good. Some people say it's really noisy, it's not very good. But for me, I think it's fantastic. You know, I would crop things in obviously quite a lot. The pictures you've seen in the review aren't what you'd see, you know, when I edit it, but I wanted to show you everything the camera is capturing, so you know. And yeah, no, really, really impressed with the low light conditions photography of it. Really impressed. So my overall thoughts, guys, you know, I don't want to talk for ages and bore the pants off you. I think for a vlogging camera, for an action camera, for a camera with stabilisation, for a camera with voice control, dual touchscreen monitors on it, records in 4K, 2.7K I believe, and 1080p. It can do hyperlapse, time lapse, slow motion. The voice control I'm keep going on about. It can connect to the DJI mic without any receiver attached to it, which helps keep everything lightweight and unobtrusive. I think it's an absolute steal, guys. I've got to be honest, I wish I had moved to a camera like this sooner. I would have used it literally probably all the time. So alright guys, listen, as I'm sure you can tell, I have been happy with the camera and I'm going to continue using it unless you guys tell me it's terrible, in which case I might have to rethink it. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this review, and there are other reviews out there, guys, I'm going to put a link to my latest review of the Fusion winch cam, which there is underwater footage of carp in there, and it's incredible footage, guys, so you should see it. I'm going to put that in the description below. But if you've enjoyed this review, give it the old thumbs up, guys. It does help me out. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. I do post every single Friday at 6:30. It does not cost you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'd really appreciate the support. So, only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you on the next vlog.